Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amazing Plastic Sunday Hangout. Where am I? I'm reading the wrong damn script. It is the Across the Pond Hangout. I am your host, Scratch and Jack, and I, of course, need a haircut that's affecting my brain. Amazing Plastic Google community of scale modelers of all shapes and sizes, genres, interests, and skill levels who like to share their tips and tricks with one another, learn more about their craft, and celebrate one another's scale modeling achievements. The Across the Pond Hangout, along with the Sunday Hangout, is our extension of the Amazing Plastic internet show, Amazing Plastic Scale Model Show, which Richard has been tending to family issues, and we hope he is well as family, so he can come back to us very soon. Today we have joining us, members and people who follow us, the crazy people.
Oh, yeah.
Who like to do the models. And so he's starting from my Google left to right. I start with A's. That would be Andy. How you doing, Andy?
Hey, everybody, you all right?
So what you doing today?
I've had nothing on the bench for like a week, but I have had some nice little goodies and parcels arrive in the post. Some couple of new little kits. My photo etch set came for the Ecto, and lots and lots and lots of lights. So, a lot of soldering in my future.
Yes, the Ecto is your lighted car. We're going to be starting somewhat of a group build here. Most of us sci guys are going to be building cars, believe it or not. But the stipulation is that it is lit. It could be anything, but it must be lit. Next we have Heath. How you doing, Heath?
I'm very well, thank you, Jack. Good evening, everybody. Is that how we all?
That's why I just simply said, how are you? Is it evening? It's dark where I live. How are you, Heath? Heath?
Yes?
What you doing on your bench?
I'm absolutely diddly squat. Absolutely diddly squat. Nothing.
What diddly squat looks like on a bench?
Oh, the only thing I got on my bench is me.
Oh, cool. I guess that's diddly squat. Okay. Next up we have James. How you doing, James?
I'm doing fine there, Jack.
You're making progress on your airplane, aren't you?
It's coming across. Finally got the right wing engine this week finished off after doing all those engine stacks, those exhaust stacks, and started skinning this week. So I did actually yesterday. So got the first piece of the wing skin on.
Must remind our viewers this is all paper. It's not plastic. Amazing Plastic takes anybody in.
So that's where I'm standing with that right now.
Very good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of it being done, and you posting a lot of pictures, of course.
Well, I do.
Next up we have Jay. Jay happened to take his partner to work, and he decided to join us. How you doing, Jay?
I am doing fabulous. I don't remember ever having this much fun and still being conscious.
You've been feeling very well lately, though, and you said you've been working on your bench a little bit late as well. What have you been doing?
I've been working on the Steampunk Katinga, and I actually do have a car model to do for the car build. I have the Monkey Mobile from the Monkeys TV series.
I would be curious in how you light it.
It's got headlights. It's got taillights. I could put all four guys in there and make them high. I mean,
Looking into here.
Light
it, just don't smoke it.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Have somebody sitting with like a cigar in their mouth and actually use an LED to light the cigar end every once in a while.
Right. Liam, how you doing, Liam?
Hi, Jack. Hi, everyone. I'm over here in Northern Ireland, yes, and what time is it now? 1 o'clock our time. We're sure sort of all bleary-eyed, or else just about to go to bed. I think that's why Heath has the light out. I'm just trying to finish off. I'm just trying to finish off my X-wing, which has been.
Yes, we're going to do a show and tell picture, and one of them is going to be your X-wing, close-ups of your X-wing.
Although I almost had a disaster last night because I did the dirt wash before I had varnished it.
Oh.
I forgot.
Oh my!
So I then started trying to remove it. The paint started coming off. I realised what I'd done, but it's probably dirtier than I actually intended. But it actually looked quite good for having too much dirt on it. But yeah, but that's me. And then obviously getting ready for the car build.
We're going to be building what? Let's remind us what you're going to build.
It's courtesy of your good self. The
Christine,
Christine,
see, you haven't even opened it yet.
Oh no, it's open. Oh no, it is open, but I haven't started.
Okay, yeah, because it's supposed to be started today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow before I start, because I'm trying to finish the X-wing just to get it done and dusted.
Okay, because yeah, you're gonna light it as it was in the movie.
Go on.
You said when you received the model, you've never seen the movie, so you went out of your way to watch it. What did you think of the movie?
It was the usual. Take your girlfriend to the pictures so that she'll be scared and hold on to you type movie, but it was fine. It was better than I expected it to be. Although I thought the guy who was the owner of the car was a bit over the top, but I suppose that's what expected. He was possessed by the evil spirit within the car. So, but no, it's a decent movie. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised it never had a sequel.
Interesting.
I think Stephen King actually said once that I've had about 25 or 30 movies made from my stories. 2 or 3 were pretty good. So,
And next up we have Lou Damaso. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing today?
Conscious, except for Heath.
Yeah, Heath is in his man cave. I've never seen anything more literally described.
I'm actually /kitchen /dining room.
I'm surprised he's not hanging from his feet.
Well, it is like 10 o'clock at night in Oz, and well. Anyway, Lou, what you doing on your bench?
I am so busy right now. I am trying to get everything ready for Wonderfest, which is a week from today. So I am pulling out what I'm taking to show and dusting off and fixing and seeing what needs touched up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing a little bit of everything this weekend.
I heard you got yourself a car, which shook the earth in North Carolina there, because that's an unusual thing.
That's what it was. Not the polar vortex. It's what caused the cold snap here. Was the very literal hell freezing over. Yes, I bought a car. It's a Gremlin. It's all of 7 pieces to make this model. It's ridiculously. I mean, come on. The whole interior is one piece. There's not even a dashboard that I can tell. There's a steering wheel sticking out of the wall, and that's your dashboard.
that's actually pretty accurate. A real Gremlin only had about 7 pieces to it.
Yeah, only 3 of them.
Including weight.
But yeah, it's. I'm not gonna be able to start on it right away because, like I said, I got a week. I got the Wonderfest coming up next week, but I'm looking forward to it.
Tell us. I'm sure there are some modelers out there that have no idea what Wonderfest is, and they may have heard about it and don't know nothing.
Oh, good Lord! It is Mecca. It is that which around my year revolves. It is a sci-fi modeling show. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a one weekend. But you'll have garage kit people from all over. The dealer's room is to die for. You'll have industry insiders. It's not a big let's get a bunch of showy celebrities to come to it. It's let's get Lauren Peterson. Let's get Doug Drexler. Let's get Rick Sternbach. You get the big insider names, behind the camera names, and they'll show their favorite toys and talk about what they've done in the industry, and it is a lot of it is been photo etch, and the Iwata people are going to be there, and they're going to be showing how to clean your airbrush, and of course everybody that's got a new sculpted kit or a garage kit that they want to premiere there will be there. Mobius will be there. Round 2 will be there. I mean, it's like I said, it's nirvana for the especially the sci-fi and the figure modeler.
Any possibility you can take a camera?
Oh, I'll be taking a camera, sure. Yeah, I'll take a camera. I'll take a video camera. I'll take stone tablets and a stick.
Yabba dabba do.
I'll be documenting as much as I can while I can still hold the camera up.
Very good.
There's also some drinking.
Yeah, we don't want pictures from inside a jail cell, especially in Kentucky.
No. No.
And where in Kentucky is it? Louisville?
Louisville.
Louisville. Okay. Not Louisville. It's Louisville.
Louisville. Louisville.
And we got Phil. How you doing, Phil? You look well and fit today.
Thank you. Yeah, I just finished working on a car. So.
Boy, it's only what? 8 o'clock in the morning.
Done already.
That was a full-size car, so I ain't going to touch the
I like how us modelers brag about our prowess,
Yeah.
Put lights in it, it doesn't count.
No, it's got lights in it. It's actually registered and runs on the road. It's the real McCoy.
On to one ski.
And it's made completely out of paper.
You were building on, I think, a boat, were you not?
A boat?
And yeah, you were working on a boat, and you showed the hull last night, which looked like the spaceship out of Spaceballs. It went on forever. That's how long it was.
Yeah, this one. So this is the
Big Mo.
Oh, it looks like you can climb inside it. It looks like a canoe.
There we go. That's the end.
Yeah, that was a modeler's version of Spaceballs. And I've been deciding for a whole week now, Liam, as to when I'm going to build. I said I was going to build a valve, but I changed my mind. I want
much
all the
nicer.
money to go into what I love most, which are Mustangs.
Much nicer.
So I am going to the 1970 Boss Mustang, and I have Ralph's Tenant Control stuff here. And I balked at the price. It was around $47 delivered, but he has everything here. He has wire, he has LEDs, he has a sword, of course. The battery, I mean, I can't say anything more how wonderful Ralph and Tenant Controls is when they send you their circuit board. They send you everything.
How's the power?
Seriously. Now if we can get a modeler to build it, that would be his stuff is just amazing. It's well worth the money, absolutely. And I am just stunned every time that I receive something from Ralph, because he does go out of his way to make the money worth it. It's got everything in there. I was buying these pre-wired SMDs, the whole 9 yards, for this build, and he has it all. It's all there.
Is it standard 9-volt or is it a smaller battery?
It is a small 12-volt battery.
I love those things.
Yeah, that's what's in it, and I'm really looking forward to.
Well, I think what Ralph was saying with that is that you don't have to put depending on where you put the board, if you put it at the front, you don't need to put the engine in. But if you put it at the back, it'll be best to put it sideways in the boot.
Well, yes, I was looking at that because I have the body right here, and there's much of a trunk area to this kit, but I'm still going to, because there's a window right above it. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some sort of, the interior doesn't go back that far necessarily.
No.
So
No.
I still want it in the back. I do want to build the engine. So yes, I'm really
Well, you
looking.
can always put it in the back seat.
Well, true. It can always be in the back seat.
You could also put
Just look there, and Bob's your uncle.
you could put a board in the base, and then run just run your wires up if you wanted to.
Uh-huh.
That would allow you to put the engine and everything in there that you.
Well, first thing I have up here is really Liam's handiwork, and this is the X-Wing. Tell us what you meant by dirty.
By using a dirt wash with pastels and water and a little what's the term? Well, dishwasher liquid, just fluid, just one drop, so it spreads. But normally I would do the paint work, do the chip, well, do the primer, do the base coat, then use some hairspray, then do the detailed painting of the stripes and so on, then do the chipping.
I see.
Then do the varnish coat, the matte varnish coat, but someone forgot to do that before he did the wash.
Who's a silly boy then?
Yes, very. So I recovered it reasonably well. Heath, it's not a complete disaster, but it's probably, as I said before, it's dirtier now than I intended it to be.
Uh-huh.
I must admit, Liam, that looks amazing. It looks like it's just come straight off the flaming movie screen, and it's just.
It's the size of the kit. The size of the kit, Heath, helps. I mean, it is a big kit.
Yeah.
That's my hand, and that's a Revell, and it's an easy kit, But I've added details to it, and I say I've done the optical fiber and the engines, and I think you saw the cockpit lighting that I did as well.
Yeah, I did. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I can't reveal that until I've got the paint job finished, but I would. It's one of those things again. It's like when I did the Klingon Bird of Prey. You learn a lot from building the first one. I would build another one, but I would do things slightly differently. One thing, for example, I assembled the wings and placed them into the model to try and get the positioning and get everything set in place and wiring and so on. But then I realized because I'd fixed everything in place, I was going to have difficulty then painting in between the two.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Liam. Your model is definitely bigger than mine. I've only got a small snap type, which people have probably seen.
Yeah.
But that one there, that reminds me very much of the AMT Return of the Jedi Silver Box X-Wing.
Yeah.
That one there.
And Danny Monahan asked me not to do it as Red 5. So she's
as Wedge?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Luke was Red 5, wasn't he?
Yes.
Luke was Red 5, yeah.
So it's been another learning exercise, and I think I will buy another one for the future.
I think it's a very. I like the detail. It's a rather well detailed kit. I would like to build this too. I'd like to have one. I like the size. I think that's what sells it to me.
Yes.
Is the size.
Yeah.
And I've been showing. I got video there. That's your page. Yeah. I do like it.
29th.
Sorry.
Was it 129th? The 130th, Liam?
Yeah. 129th. It's a funny size.
It's a big one.
Just, I think the studio model was something like 50 centimeters. That's 43 centimeters in length.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that? 18 inches.
I see what you mean by being dirty. It is very nice. I do like it. I do like it. Very good job. Very good job there, Liam. Next, I think since we were talking about cars, let's talk about Christina's car here.
Oh, lovely.
Now that's the thing of beauty.
Yeah.
She doesn't have too many pictures. She has. This is the best one I can find. That's also that shows the shine of her body. That didn't sound right. That sounded dirty.
No, it doesn't. I would rephrase that.
The showroom finish.
Yeah, it's a showroom finish, and she said she's polished it with a 2500 grit sandpaper. It's a polishing cloth,
Mhm.
and that's just. I think she said it's acrylic. I could be wrong, but I think it's acrylic. But I just think her decal work, which she dreaded, turned out really well, and also the paint job is just amazing. This should be lit, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's how spectacular it looks. And
Let's have
Armando.
a part and put lights in it.
Armando just finished the Millennium Falcon, but he got himself involved with what do they call it, the face creature,
Face hugger.
Yeah,
It's face hugger.
the face hugger. And actually, I wouldn't build this because the thing creeps me out like totally.
No way would I be building that.
Especially this part, without being too perverse. This just totally scares me.
Yeah, it's the back. It's the face side of it that really creeps you out.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, even that. And,
Sure.
oh!
That's it.
That's it. I'm having nightmares now.
Yes, but his work is just really amazing. Let's see if I can zoom in.
No, don't.
No, please. I'm not looking.
Okay, let's move on to something more fun, I guess.
Go
Joe.
to the bed before you go to sleep, Heath.
Joe McCaslin is a huge airplane builder, and what I liked about this is not just the paint job, but there is a shot in here that I particularly liked. It was of the engine. I just think that's great work.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Is that new Airfix kit?
What's a P40? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a.
An engine area.
Was
in-
it not?
Okay.
Looks like a kitty hawk to me.
Yeah, it's a P40, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference between the Spitfire and the Kitty Hawk is the Kitty Hawk's got that huge air intake underneath the nose, where the Spit's just got the angled nose.
Oh, it's the trumpeter.
This is trumpeter, the P40.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. And last and not least, Colin did the flying sub, and I've been wanting to see a picture of this, so I'm glad he posted some, and I do like this one as well. And there's his interior.
I tell you, that yellow paint is tough to pull off.
It is. It is. There is a shot in here of it. There it is. Look at that, how pretty that is.
The yellow of this and the orange of the like the Spitfire or the Space Pod, those Irwin Allen colors, the yellow and the orange are so tough to pull off and have them look like a good even coat.
A solid coat.
Solid.
That's almost like the yellow that they use for the Naboo Starfighter.
Mm.
Well, you almost need to take it to an auto body place because the kits are so big, you can't really get a good even coat with an airbrush.
Yeah, yeah. I remember seeing. Who am I thinking of?
Steve?
And rattle cans can run at that. You know, by the time you try to put the get good coverage with a regular spray can, it'll end up running on you. So it's a difficult thing to paint right. My hat's off to anybody who can do it.
Yeah, anybody who says that kit's easy to do is doesn't know what they're on about.
It's easy.
Kidding themselves.
I used
Well,
auto body.
I've got one built, but I haven't painted it yet because I don't think I'm going to get it right, to be honest.
Well, you end up covering it up with weathering and all kinds of streaks and stuff like that, and that's just. I mean, it makes it look good. It does break up that big surface, but you know you're doing it because you couldn't get a good flat finish.
Well, that would be similar to any like the 350 scales of Star Trek. I mean, yeah, they're
Yeah, but
pretty
you can
much.
break those up the panel lines. I mean, there are definite breaks in that. It's not
Well,
one.
no, No, that's not what I'm saying. You still have to have a even coat underneath all of that. But are you saying that because it's yellow and
I'm
because
talking about for a finished coat. It's like the Jupiter 2 is tough to do one big consistent silver. It's sort of like painting that big C57D and trying to get a consistent coat on it. You have to break it up with panel lines or else you make yourself crazy.
so it's not the color that you're talking about, it's just the sheer size.
The size of it, yeah. The fact that there's no breaks in the hull. It's
see.
like painting a car. And people who paint cars for a living will tell you it's very difficult to get a good even coat over the whole thing that's consistent side to side.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with the airbrushes that we get. It's definitely a
The
skill.
X-Wing, I used car body paint for the X-Wing for the base coat. And it's the first time I've tried it, and it just went on so smoothly. It was amazing.
Yeah,
In multiple layers. I didn't spray it in sort of spray. Just wait a few minutes. But it's a big improvement on the airbrush for that size of a kit.
yeah, I swear by those auto body paints. I use them all the time.
Well, I think I don't know. I don't know if it's Pash or I did see airbrushes that are larger than the ones we normally use.
Oh yeah.
They better think that we need a little higher pressure.
They've got basically auto paint touch-up guns that have a reservoir in them like about yay big, and they have more of a pistol grip to them that they use for touch-ups, and that's what I would use if I were painting anything large like that.
Like the flying sub, you were saying?
Like the Flying Sub, like the Jupiter 2, like if anyone's going to build the 66-inch Enterprise, anything large like that, you've got to use a bigger brush, a bigger spray.
Yeah, that would make sense because the brakes. But yeah, well, I would even say the Enterprise would need it too, even though you're layering it with Aztec. I would still think you'd want to start with an even.
I would use it definitely for priming it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, priming it, I think if I ever got around to it, would be likely out of a can. And I just want to put a note out there that I found that Richard said, "Why don't you just warm up the can, the rattle can?" And you put it in, you stick it in a bucket of hot water and let it, and you shake it, let it, sit in the hot water, shake it, and get it warmed over very nicely. And no matter how cheap or lousy the spray can is, it's going to spray very evenly, very nice. So if you can find that in the color in the spray can, you might as well go that way. What do you think? What do you think, Lou?
I've warmed up spray paint, but I generally don't use color spray out of the can unless it's a metallic. Like when I did an Iron Man helmet once, I did use those metallics out of the spray can, and it came out just fine, but they were auto body paints. They weren't model paints per se. Generally, if there's a color, I still will end up
Little bit of breakup.
Yeah, that was broke up. What was that, Lou?
I'm sorry. How much of it How much of it made any sense? Probably none. No, I was just saying that if it's a metallic paint, I will use those straight out of the spray can. When I did an Iron Man helmet, I used a candy apple red gold right out of the spray can on it. But generally, I will take the colors and spray them into a cup and then pour that into my airbrush and spray those.
I thought it'd be very clever myself, but with Duplicolor primer, and the cans are expensive. They're like $8 a can or something ridiculous like that, and they don't last very long. However, they do last longer than a Tamiya cans, which are like this big.
Right.
And,
Same $8.
And I thought I'd kind of outsmart the situation by buying it in a quart can, not in an aerosol.
How did that work for you?
Put it through my airbrush. It's okay, the thing with the airbrush is that it gets gunked up, and then you have to clean it and then continue. I mean, the airbrush doesn't like it after a while. I mean, it gunks up inside it. So I just think if I ever do the duplicolor primer, I'll just get it out of the aerosol because that just seems easier. Less cleanup too.
Yeah, I use that duplicolor primer for everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever brushed it on? What do you think of that?
Brush on a primer?
Yeah, brush on the duplicolor primer out of the can.
No, I never thought of that.
Well, it'd have to be, I guess, a spongy type brush. You know, one of those cheapy, spongy.
Yeah.
Don't pull it. Just dab it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I might try using that on the, that really heavy scratch filling primer that they have.
Well, yeah.
If I was trying to make a texture, I might dab that on.
Well, you know, the aerosol is considered to be a scratch filler, and this doesn't claim to be a scratch filler. This is what it looks like in the
can.
And it says ready to spray lacquer, no mixing required, no recoat window. I don't know what that means.
How much did that run you?
If I remember right, it was about $14 or $15.
That's 2-3 cans then.
No, I would say I've used only this much of it so far.
No, but I'm saying that's the same. That's the same cost as 2 or 3 spray cans.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. So clearly this is more economical, but my airbrush don't like it.
Yeah, I don't see that running through a Eclipse very well.
Well, I would think you could use it out of those bigger airbrushes that we just mentioned for the even coats, you know?
Yeah, for the touch-up gun, that's definitely the way I would go.
Right. Yeah, because it was, after all, made for cars, and that's a car airbrush.
A car brush.
I think Richard was saying he wanted to get one of those because he had started. I don't know how far along he is on his paint booth, but he said he wanted to, be able to do something like in his paint booth.
Hold on a second. Let me go see if I can find mine. Be right back.
Sure.
Can I ask, Jack? Has anyone, since I'm a car virgin?
A car version.
Anyone have any recommendations?
You know something? I'll tell you what. Just like anything, follow the instructions. Look them over. But what I found about the cars, being the sci-fi builder that I am, and I like cars because they build fast. The actual construction of a car is fast. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't like this thing, you would have this done in a couple of days, painted and ready to go.
Right.
But of course, if you want to be meticulous, you'll probably triple your time of doing it. But the lighting aspect of it is going to be the challenge, really.
Mm.
So the actual assembly is not a problem. I don't know if you want to build the engine. Don't build the engine. Do I don't know. When you turn a car over, it be missing.
There's some nice things in this. The fact that the interior panels are separate. So I'm hoping I can run the wiring behind those.
Yes.
Although I may do what Jay suggested and have the source in the base and then run it up. So, but
on mine, the side. This is still on a sprue. The side panels of the interior are on the interior.
Right.
I like the kit. I did build a kit. It was the Tamiya Prelude that somebody asked me to build. Was separate. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what they've done here. So everything's. I mean, I think I've said before. I'm just amazed how many parts there are in this. And far more than I thought there would be. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sprues.
Yeah, you got yourself a complex kit, and probably on the chassis. This is the chassis here.
Yeah.
It's all probably in separate pieces. Mine is all in one.
Same thing, separate pieces, and the bottom piece is separate.
You've
So
got a complex car there.
if
What's
you're
it?
able- I
Sorry?
think if you were to build it,
You've got a complex car there that you're not willing to build.
who, me?
The F1.
Formula One, yes.
Oh, Liam.
Sorry, no, he's on about the
I'm
complex
talking about the Ferrari I sent you.
Well,
sorry, Jack. Sorry.
what I would suggest is to prime all your parts on the sprue.
Yeah.
If you do it separate, you'll be spraying a primer on it, and a little tiny part will be flying across the table.
Yes. What about the chrome? Would you leave the chrome as is?
I leave the chrome as is. Some people get it dissolved and start over with them. I'd say just leave it.
Yeah, it's just the if I do try and light the radio, it's part of the chrome set, so I'll look into that and see if I can get, because it's not a clear piece, it's a covered piece. But well, I'll see this week. I'll plan this week. I'll do what I don't do. I'll plan what I'm going to do before I do.
I think you do. I think you should, only because not because it's your first car, but because it's your first car and you're lighting it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would actually not put the wiring on the body itself.
Yeah.
I was thinking long and hard about it. The wiring for everything should be done inside the model, and the body just covers everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how do you link up doing that with the headlights, connecting up the headlights and the tail lights? That's the trick.
Yeah, it does have a large boot trunk.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be enough space. Nice. James is laughing. Should be enough space certainly to accommodate stuff in the boot, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, that red plastic, I'll tell you, that's
Yeah.
but although it will end up red, yeah.
Painted, yes. The whole thing's molded in red plastic, apart from the chrome covered. And it was red plastic originally as well.
It's a hard colour to get rid of.
Yeah. Well,
Why when it turns pink?
Definitely wash the car kits. I found are greasier than most car kits.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's because of the release that the manufacturer used to pull them out of the molds. Yeah, mine is going to be all Vallejo paint. So I did buy the Vallejo paint. I got a whole lot of Vallejo and still don't have all the colors. But, mine's going to be red. My car is going to be red.
Yeah. Well, and this has to be, obviously, so.
Right.
It's quite a bit of flash on it, which I was surprised at, but.
Yeah, the mold has been used quite often for that particular kit. So.
I think the colour red that Christine is, I think it's candy apple red. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'll get a match tape though.
This red by Vallejo is supposed to be called Fire Red.
Say again?
The Vallejo color that I'm using for it is called Fire Red.
Right.
So
Have to be fire engine red.
So I've been looking at this thing too and thinking, should I do the wiring inside the body? That would be hard, I would think. I don't know. I'm troubled by it actually.
I don't know if you heard me before because the internet froze on me, but you could put the controller in the base and just run wires up into it to actually run it.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about, is put it in the car or put it on the body, inside the body, the wiring. Yeah. Because after all...
You'd have more room if you just ran wires up into it.
Well,
but then again, you'd have to have
the bumper, the front end and the bumper are separate pieces, so it doesn't matter,
Okay.
So it's going to be ultimately attached to those things. Yeah, this will be fun. So, any advice? As far as wiring it, I don't have any advice, but as far as building it, they're a snap. You might have more parts than I do, but they're pretty easy to build.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Something different.
I haven't even lighted a model yet. I'm actually quite scared because I don't want to do all that work and then have it fall apart. Not fall apart,
Here's
but
one.
not work.
Are you talking about me again?
No,
thing is-
about me.
Heath,
Oh,
Heath, the thing is, that's a risk we all take.
oh, certainly.
Yeah, I know, because
You've got to test it.
the one car I really, really, really want to light up is the Batmobile.
Sure.
The 66 Batmobile.
Sure.
Well, remember
Remember
that the
I'm
light.
like the demon headlights.
Yeah. Heath, the lighting is solid state, right? You're not dealing.
Yeah.
It's all passive. Now, you test your LED before you use it. You put it in your circuit. Before you glue it in, you test it again.
You keep testing. It's a testing always.
At each stage of your build, you test your lighting. And you will get situations where you do something wrong, like I buttoned up a 350 saucer, only to find that I had a short. Getting a 350 saucer that's well glued down apart's not an easy feat, but you know it happens. But once it's all running, you're pretty safe. You know, the only reason it's not going to work is if you didn't check it beforehand. But what is a good thing is when you're putting the part together, have your lights on. That way, if you create a short or upset something, you're going to see it immediately. Nothing.
Well, the only thing you really have to worry about with the Batmobile are the two orange headlights, the siren on top, and then the jet engine behind the back. But then I've seen some people light the bat phone. But see, the problem with that kit that I got, the bat phone is black. So they've had to cut the wing.
Well, it just depends on how much you want to go to. Like Liam lit the cockpit of the X-wing. So
No. The Batmobile.
No, I'm just saying. My point is, it just depends on how much detail you want to go to.
Sure.
You know, you don't have
my
to.
internet just froze just before, so I didn't hear that.
Right. If you don't want to light the phone, or you think it's beyond your capabilities, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Stick to the headlights, the tail lights, and the flickering jet engine at the back. Put that one under your belt. The next one you do, you might decide to use fiber optics and light the cockpit. But you know, it's a journey to the detail that you put into it. Like I'm trying to figure out how to light the cockpit of Anakin's pod racer. I got to tell you, it's like there's no room in there for fiber. There's no room in there for LEDs. So I've just put that aside for the moment. Because damn it, I'm going to light that cockpit. But right now, I haven't figured out exactly, how I'm going to do it.
Phil, have you ever thought about using? There's a basically it's a plastic film that lights up like an LED.
Yes, I was looking at that in Radio Shack yesterday. They want a fortune for it. But
yeah, it's expensive. I might have some extra, and if I do, I will send some to you because I almost never use it, but it lights up a nice white color, and you can cut it to whatever shape you want.
Yeah, and it's very thin, and that might actually, all I would need to do then is drill the holes in the cockpit and just put that thin sheet behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a solution.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll send you some because it's great stuff to work with. I just never really use it. I know all electronics sometimes carries it.
Yeah, I think I have seen the stuff, but I haven't really considered it as an option. But that would certainly solve a very, very small space problem.
Yeah, the only drawback to that stuff really is it requires quite a jolt of electricity to run, about 90 volts. But
yeah,
you can get a little
transformer, doesn't it?
Yeah, but just a little inverter. Those are like $10. So
cool.
You know what? I just had an idea.
Thanks for the thought. That could do it.
Like the Batmobile. When you light the Batmobile, have the sound effects of the car taking off when you light it after it's lit. You hear the like the big engine that you hear on the show when they take off the back cave. That'll be magic if you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have figures in your Batmobile?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there is a sound clip of Robin doing the countdown that you can use. That basically goes through the checklist: turbines to speed, ignition on, seatbelts buckled, whatever, and then they flip on the jet engines, and it's all one big sound clip that you could put in there. That would be very effective.
Now we need a motor to send the damn thing across the floor.
Here, I was thinking a little tiny jet engine so it'll actually blow flame out the back.
I'm just going to put my finger right here.
We could take a $30 kit and make it $400 worth by the time.
It's always the cheapest.
It's only a snap type, but you know.
Yeah, but it's a good kit. I've seen it. I've never built it, but it is a good kit.
No, it's a marvelous kit, especially for a snap type.
The only real pain with that thing is the decals, but if you're careful and take your time, they go on.
Well, see, my snap type, the body's already.
Let's go. Batteries to power.
That's it.
Oh, what was that?
To the Batmobile.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Lou.
I'll send you the link, Keith.
Okay. The other problem is how to get it off the computer and onto the flaming. Let's see, my model's already got the. It's already got the. It's already got the main body painted.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that really needs to be done is probably we have to put the red bat symbols on the 4 tires, of course, but that's about it. So I think it's doable. I think it's very doable.
Mm-hmm.
The only other problem is that the siren is all silver, so I'm going to have to try and get a little tool to cut out the silver bits where the light's going to go.
Right. You got to trim that out.
Yeah.
So, Andy, do you foresee any difficulties in lighting the Acto 1?
Yeah, I'm looking at a piece now. It's all the chrome is solid chrome, so everything's got to be drilled out. But that is it's one of the light bar strobes that go on the top.
Oh,
And then each section, the outside is all green. Then it's say amber, red, blue, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's I want to light it properly. So I'm thinking whether I should replicate that in clear.
Yes, I would.
And then, do you know what I mean? I've seen someone on YouTube, another modeler, who did quite a good Ecto 1A, and in the end, he didn't light it. He just put the Tamiya clear over the pieces, and then the light from the other strobes give the effect of them lighting. But these are supposed to be strobes now. I can get some good strobes going on it, but it's
but can you get that little siren sound? You know,
Actually, I do have that sound clip, so.
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it ready, and I've got another sound clip of the actual theme song, man. It's like just little 10-second clips.
Andy, isn't that just the base, though? You've got a clear top that goes over those chrome pieces, haven't you?
Well, you get one of them, which is this piece, and then you get you get 2 of them.
Yep.
You get the front and back, the main light bars, which I've drilled out for the LEDs, just pushed through now, and then but you get the strobe bit on the front, which is where is it? You get the main light bar underneath.
Right. Yep.
Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing. That's the light bar, which you get the clear piece to go over the top. And your 3mm LEDs will just fit in there beautifully. And then this thing here on the top of it, there's one at the front and there's a small sequential strobe at the back, which it can't be lit.
Oh,
because
yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
if you look how small that is, it's. But you can see it there. That piece I'm on about.
Yep, I can.
It doesn't have a clear, and I've been looking at this all week, going, what the hell am I going to do with it? Because I took that out to measure if I would need 5, 3mm, whatever LEDs. So I've ordered all my LEDs, are all here. But that I just don't know.
Can you get a 1.8 mil in there?
Well, it's not that. It's. I mean, it's the only bits on this which are supposed to be, shall we say, silver. Hold on.
I wonder, Andy, could you build a framework and use clear acrylic sheet around a frame?
That's what I'm thinking, because
I was thinking.
The top and these ribs are going to be chrome, but that whole end cap should be a big green lens. And
if you could cut out the bits that need to be clear and then fill it back in with clear acrylic.
Yeah, I was thinking.
So I'll wait and see how you solve yours, Andy, before I do mine. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively thick. So if I left the ribs in place there and took out these centre bits, it's thick enough to be, it's strong enough. And then I've even got some of the clear gel acetate to put in, and just even if I put one big strobing light in, at least I've achieved it. I don't want it to just be painted on effect.
Yeah.
Because if I've got interior lighting. Yeah, I've got the door lighting, so when you open the door, you get your little spotlight comes on. I've got all that ready. I've got everything, but just that one, if I can't light that, it's going to drive me up the wall.
But Andy, you're not allowed to have this finished for 2 weeks from now.
Oh, well, it's that long. Got my photo etch today.
Actually, we're going to give ourselves 4 weeks for this.
Oh, that's all right.
I was going to ask if Paul Stead had anything for that.
Yeah, got really nice photo etch set. It's got and it also has the clear. Well, I ordered this yesterday morning. It's from the UK, but originally I was looking at these LED scrolling name badges that you can get.
Yeah.
I found one that was the right length. It's about 7.8 centimeters. It was a couple of millimeters deep. I could get away with it, but I worked out with the height of it, it would probably cover, let's say, your little strolling sign. It would actually go up here. It was too large, and I've looked everywhere. I've been looking for a few weeks since I bought the kit to find one to replicate that. They're all just too big. And then I emailed one guy saying, in the UK, I said, could I take it apart, have the electronics somewhere else, and have it? He says, no, it's a sealed component. You can't really.
All integrated, yeah.
It's all integrated. So there's no way. I was really upset about that because I thought it set it off. But the photo etch, it'll do. And I think it looks lovely, so even the license plates look brilliant.
Yeah, the guy does good work.
Yeah. I don't normally buy a lot of aftermarket photo etch, I'll be honest. I don't like doing it. But there's literally the only thing to be bent there is the TV screen.
Right.
Everything else is flat panel, so I can get away with it.
I don't mind it, but at the rate and the immense amount that Bill had done it on, well, I don't know. I think I would end up hating it too.
Oh, it was terrible.
If it's just maybe a dozen or maybe a couple of dozen pieces, I think that's okay. And depending on the complexity, like folding it and stuff, but boy, you really did a number on that one ship there, Phil.
Yeah, some of the compound folds required just drove me nuts, and in some cases I just said, no, this isn't worth the effort. This carpet.
Really?
Yeah, well, I just went back and used, in some cases for interior ladders, I just used the plastic ones in the kit, because bending the photo etch was so fine, and bending those ladders and then trying to position them, it just drove me crazy. And some of the parts were so damn small, I could hardly even see them. I thought, well, if I can't see them, put one blob of paint on this, and no one's going to know it's photo etch anyway. So I said, well, stuff that. So it was a learning curve, and it basically is with photo etch, pick your battles with it. You know, is that piece of photo etch really going to make a difference to the detail of this model? Like on the Ecto, obviously the photo etch number plate make a huge difference to the crispness and look. But some part that's 2 millimeters across and supposed to be used on the end of a Bofors gun makes no difference whatsoever. So I said, nope, not doing it. I let the carpet monster keep it.
I've got a question for you, Phil, with your 350 battleships. I'm looking, for some silly reason, I'm looking at the Missouri, the 1991 kit.
Nice. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking at that for a possible future. And obviously all the extras, and I will probably get the photo etch, and it will probably snap me. It will probably cause me to go over the edge. But the wooden deck kits that you get for them, have you used them before? Are they?
No, I haven't, and the reason I haven't is I think they are absolutely ridiculously priced. And there's a lot of detail in a 350 kit, or particularly on the hood. There was a lot of detail already molded in to the deck. With a wooden kit, you've got to replicate that molded detail because the wooden kit doesn't have it. The wooden deck. So no, I stayed away from them. But if you can get the wooden deck for a reasonable price, I think obviously it adds a lot of realism to it.
In UK money, it is 60 or 70 pounds, and then the wooden deck's about 30. So in comparison, it's a lot. But if I was building a refit, you'd buy the lights, and you know what I mean. So I'm just wondering if you can get away without it. It's not a must, is it? Because
no, absolutely not. Yeah, and I actually thought, was thinking about it myself. I thought, well, you know, because I've built wooden ship models, and I don't think like for the hood, the wooden deck was something in the order of over $100 US. I said, I'm not paying that. I could buy sufficient walnut strip for wooden model building and plank the deck myself, because that's what you do with the wooden models. You plank them yourself.
Yeah, I did a wooden Thermopylae tea cutter a few years ago, and I was thinking about using, this is me with a coffee stir, I was thinking, well, that walnut strip you get and the little pine strips, maybe I could do my own because it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper and a lot more satisfying, and you know, and you because you've done it yourself and done it by hand, you end up with what you can scale your planks correctly.
Yeah,
and
that's the other thing.
Yeah, and you end up with what really is a truly hand planked wooden deck, and it looks like it. So that would, if you wanted to do that level of realism, I think you're fine doing it yourself if you wanted to go to the trouble. And 350 is not too bad. What's about 30-inch model?
70 something centimeters long. It's a big boy, the Missouri one. Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah,
but I looked at the Yamato and then I thought, no way.
Who is doing the Yamato? Somebody got it. I saw it being posted. Is it you, Liam?
I got the sister ship.
Oh, the Musashi. Well, that's the same. Yeah, that's the same class.
That's a big boy as well.
Thinking of somebody. Oh, you know, I have the community right here. Let's see. It was just recent. Somebody bought one.
I think it was Tony.
Randall's got one. Randall's got a Yamato.
You know, you see, that's what happens when you get old. You know you see something, you don't know what it is. Oh, fudge. It was on there, so I don't remember who it was. Danny doesn't sound right. But it was somebody who I didn't expect to get the Yamato.
Tony.
Tony, yes, Tony McCash. Yeah,
Yes.
he's the one who had it. Yep, that's right.
Did I hear a rumor that the next group build, if this sort of becomes an idea, will be ships?
You know, I agree it should be, but my fantasy as far as a ship to be built, well, it's going to cost me $200 just for the kit, and I'm not in the mood to.
What's your fantasy?
My fantasy is to build everything that was named USS Enterprise.
Obviously,
there's an aircraft carrier in your future, buddy boy.
Yeah, there's two aircraft carriers.
I got this kit from Model Man Tom, and this is the Tomcat, and this has decals that have USS Enterprise. I didn't know that. And I thought, hey, when I saw this, I thought, why not? Why don't I build everything that is the Enterprise? In fact, the box art has the Enterprise written right on the edge of the wing. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there it is.
So,
that's a hell of a challenge, Jack.
Well, so I want to get a 350 aircraft carrier.
The only problem is that there were about 9 different wooden ships named USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
There's that would be probably the hardest one to get is that one.
Yeah.
Is the
I actually used to have a wooden kit for that, but I sold it on eBay about 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
But
well, that's what I would like to do is the 350 aircraft carrier. So I just might end up with a tiny Revell to do the challenge because I've never done a ship, or maybe I'll do the Titanic. I've been eyeballing that one, but the Tamiya USS Enterprise, the 350 scale, that's gonna have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you this much: we actually had an Enterprise over here in Australia, but the way we spelled it was ENTERPRIZE.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Enterprise.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a Murray. The funny thing is, it was a Murray River steamer.
Oh, okay.
You got to remember, Jack. There's 2 aircraft carriers that were named Enterprise.
Oh, really?
One nuclear,
World War
and the one in World War II, which was a Yorktown class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I didn't know that.
Yep.
But that would
And
be
trust me, Jack, the Yorktown class would be a hell of a lot easier to build.
that would be a fun mission to do. Is to build all the Enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
You need the nuclear vessel.
Nuclear vessel.
Nuclear vessel.
Nuclear vessel.
All right, look at the hour. The hour has gone, and I really like to appreciate and thank everyone that participated. But first, I have a list of sponsors I must pass on to our viewers as well as our members. Tenant Controls has a birthday today. I don't know if you all looked on your Google Plus Day, but do wish the company as well as Ralph a happy birthday to his company. Tenant Controls, they bring models to life. You can find them at tenantcontrols.com. And of course, Acrylic Coast Vallejo Paint, acrylic paints. You can find them on the internet as well as in your favorite hobby store. The Fiber Optic Store for all your fiber optic needs. You can find them at the fiberopticstore.com as well as on eBay. And of course, our own Lou Damaso, Aztec Dummy painting model masks. You can find him, just Google Aztec Dummy. You will find that his masks are sold across the internet in various locations. And if you want to contact Lou himself, how would they do that, Lou?
Smoke signals work. Actually, it says Aztec Dummy at att.net. One word.
Okay, very good. And also, Iwata Medea airbrushes. I think they're at iwatamedea.com. And of course, pmhobbycraft.ca. And they have the 10% discount. If you want to find out what the code is for their discount, you got to watch Amazing Plastic to Scale Model Show, particularly the last 2 installments had it. And I'd like to thank our participants here. And first, it's Andy. Thank you for sharing, and good luck on that problem you have with the Ecto-1. And that's going to be a challenge.
I'm going to need it. Thank you, Jack.
And thank you, Heath, for joining us. And maybe you're going to do the Batmobile.
Oh, I'll do the Batmobile. I'll just have to get everything together first.
Okay, very good. And we have James. James, you're patiently waiting, and thank you for joining and sharing, and we'll see more of you later, okay?
Well, you're welcome, Jack.
And Jay, thank you for taking your other half to work. That means you're on with us so early in the morning here in the States.
I'm glad to be here.
And thanks, Liam, and good luck with enjoy it, because I know you can do this only because you are such a meticulously detailed-oriented person. You will survive pristine, and we'll be looking forward. This is going to be about, what, a 4-week build, I hope. But we'll be posting on progresses, I'm sure. And Lou, thank you for joining us. And you can take a lot of pictures and video of Wonderfest, and we're going to do a show. We should do a across the pond show, nothing but about Wonderfest, about what you found, and those of us who can't make it, we'd want to see. Okay.
That'll be a good idea.
All right, and thanks, Phil, for joining us, and you're awesome.
You're all awesome.
And thank you, Jack, for hosting.
Oh, thank you for thanking me. I like this visual operation. I don't know. This is Scratch and Jack Holzer, your amazing plastic across the pond host. Thank you for watching, and join us on the
And
community.
he's still wearing underwear.
And I'm still wearing underwear. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right.